When I say the PLP and the FNM are the same, they're all corrupt, people are taken aback because they like the FNM and the PLP more than they love Jesus. Watch election time, the excitement that comes in the Christian family when it comes to their political side. They get more excited about the FNM than the PLP, than they got excited about Jesus Christ in the last 4.5 years. You wouldn't see the excitement, the enthusiasm, the joy of free pork chop, free chicken, free t-shirt, $100 for 4.5 years that you're going to see in the next 3 months. That's how you know that they ain't saved. This is an example of the PLP and the FNM the same. We have an administrator by the name of Therese Boodle that is being ratified for the FNM in North Abaco. She has been an administrator twice as long as the administrator that we have present in the second largest island in the Bahamas. And she has been absolutely silent on the corruption and what's happening in the administrative office in Marsh Harbor that she was in charge of for years. If you don't say something, you're part of it. So far, Therese Boodle is a part of the corruption because she knows better as an administrator. Question, Therese Boodle, do we have 1 or 2 parliamentary election act? Do we have one that governs the electoral process, the general election? And do we have a different one that governs local government? That's the question for Therese Boodle that keeping silent as a senior island administrator that just quit her job less than 1 year to be the member of parliament. She knows the job of being administrator. How is it, Therese Boodle, that the government has removed Dundas Town Committee and its people into South and Central? After the government has done so, this weightless, no good PLP and the parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson, they're so brazen and crooked, they put up for an election after they said there's no more Dundastan. They closed the electoral process at the administrative office for a member that died. Luckily, nobody put their name up to be a part of this crooked system. But how could you have an election for the Dundastan Town Committee when they went in the host assembly and said there's no Dundastan? How could you have a meeting for the Dundastan Town Committee present? They're still meeting after they went in the host assembly and said they have eliminated Dundastan 10 and 11 and half of Central Pines. They are still meeting as the Dundastan Town Committee. Again, are there one parliamentary election act that governs both election, or are there 2? By virtue of what the PLP and their corrupt practices are doing, there's 2. Because we still have the chairman of Dundastan, who is also the chief consular that is in Dundastan, and they have been removed to South and Central, but they are still meeting at the same time that there's no Dundastan on the registry. They're still meeting monthly as the Dundastan Town Committee, and the chairman of Dundastan is still in place, and he's still the chief consular. And Therese Boodle says nothing. As a senior island administrator. That's corruption to the core. How could this be? And they tell them to understand, people, that you cannot ratify in Dundastan to vote for Kai Mills in Dundastan because there is no more Dundastan. But at the same time, the same administrator is meeting with the Dundastan Town Committee, which includes those polling divisions that they are supposedly cut out of Dundastan. Make it make sense to the grassroots idiots. Make it make sense. We have people that still have their voters card for Dundastan 10 and 11. And the government saying in the local government, Dundastan 10 and 11 exists today. But when you go into vote in the general election, it does not exist. Make it make sense. By virtue of what they've done, they have eliminated the Dundastan Town Committee, and Central Pines has no chairman. Make it make sense. Therese Boodle, you're the brains. You're not saying anything. It is corruption. Corruption to the core under the PLP and the FNF administration because nobody is saying nothing. You see the fight that Kai Mills have on his hand with the blatant corruption of a Dundastan and then it's not a Dundastan? Make it make sense. Y'all vote for Kai. I am trying my best to make it make sense, but it doesn't make any sense to have two Dundastan and then no Dundastan simultaneously, and we have one Parliamentary Election Act, and we got Harrison Thompson as the commissioner. Boy, we in trouble. Lord, hurry up, come. We in trouble.